This is Veda Sports, only on the VSiN Podcast Network.
Hello, folks. Welcome to the Veda Sports Podcast. I'm in Reno filming Helmuth's home game. Well, we're going to see about my internet. I am, unfortunately, 7-13 for the year. You should bet against me. You'd be up 6 units. Mike the Mouth is a stellar 15-5 for the year. If you followed his bets, you'd be up 10 units. Mike is a four-time Matasso is a four-time World Series of Poker winner. Mike knows sports, studies sports, and watches more games than all of us combined. Mike, in honor of your 15-5 record, what is your rant?
Well, my rant is going against every friggin' person in the whole world, where I laid 2.5 with the Packers when everybody else, the line moved 4 points, the biggest move in over 5 years on a Monday Night Football game. And my fucking dog shit Green Bay team held the world champions to 10 points and 176 total yards and lost the game. And the thing about that game, more than anything, not the fact that I lost or whatever. My handicap was fine. But what bothers me the most is this awful Eagles team with the worst coach I've ever seen. They keep winning. I mean, Sirianni did everything he could, as bad as Love was, to give them a chance to win at the end of the game there. I don't even know where to begin what I watched last night. I just good luck to all the people who think the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl. That's all.
No way. Last night, Jordan Love, by the way, Mike, did everything I thought he could in the fourth quarter to win. He was hitting those receivers in the hands. Do you know how many fourth down drops did those receivers have? There's a fourth down drop. There's a third down drop. I actually thought Jordan Love played good. Second, with the Nick Sirianni, where he decides to kick that field goal, go for it instead of kicking a field goal or punt. Punt is the obvious.
Take the 5-yard penalty, punt it, pin him in the 10-yard line, and there's like 20 seconds left and the game's over. That was insane.
Wow. That's the worst coaching decision of 2025. I don't know what you guys thought, but it was clear.
Well, hold on. Let me just say this. Brandon Cantu, two-time World Series poker winner, and some well-thought-out takes. Cantu, sometimes we have to tease him. Bets his entire net worth on one game. Seems like Mikey and our guy Cantu did some great rants already. Woodley, David Woodley, the businessman. I love that nickname. The businessman started SpeedSurvivor.com. He's in the SpeedSurvivor.com office now. Woodley has great knowledge and sharp takes. Woodley, you got a rant for us? Go.
Yeah, I mean, it's these fucking clowns at ESPN every week, just like making it worse and worse. Well, you still can't watch it on YouTube TV. Like I had to re-up DirecTV. Now I'm paying like $1,000 a month at this point for like cable TV to like watch stuff. Like on Sundays, you need YouTube to watch the Sunday Ticket, and then you need DirecTV now to watch ESPN and Monday Night Football and college football and all that as well. And then these clowns had the president of Disney, or the CEO or whatever, Bob Iger, whatever his name is, in the booth last night. And they didn't even ask him about what's going on there. They're just kind of ignoring it. They also are the only media planet on the planet they could like figure out how to like when Penn went to them with like ESPN Bet, I think Penn had like 4% market share. They gave like ESPN like billions and billions and billions of dollars to rebrand it as ESPN Bet, and it went from like 4% market share to like 5.5%. It's like one of the biggest blunders in the history of the world.
Is that true, Woodley?
Yeah, it is. No, they just ditched
I didn't hear that.
and they got rid of it. It's not ESPN Bet anymore. They killed the deal after 2 years.
I knew they killed the deal. I didn't know they only moved up that.
Yeah, it went up.
Like, wow.
Even the first month when it happened, it went from like 4 to 8, and then it dipped. So like ESPN is like, I'm calling it now. I mean, it's just a dead brand. And I watched like SportsCenter last night. I was like, what? This is just garbage. It's just so bad. So ESPN is dead. And you know what?
That's horrible.
We are team YouTube TV. If you need to watch the Monday Night Football games, just DM me and I'll give you the links to the pirate streams and all that, because at this point, like, you should just you should pirate the games at this point. Like ESPN.
Come on, let's not.
I actually have a legal box in my house. It's actually from a distributor, and I could get.
Sounds illegal, Mike.
Well,
No, it's legal.
Sounds illegal.
It's
See,
legal.
now-
if you're a distributor, they're legal, and I could get you one, and you won't have to worry about nothing anymore.
If you are a YouTube TV subscriber and you're paying all this money for that, and ESPN is screwing you over, I think you are morally correct to go like steal the stream elsewhere, because like it's insane to expect fans. It's insane to expect fans if you want to watch
I
the
can't
NFL
go there.
to do
Yeah, you
YouTube
can't go
TV.
there.
So you
I
think it's
agree.
fair? You think it's fair for
No. You got fair and you got pirating. So I mean, like, it does seem unfair, granted, but then the next step is pirating. And for me, I'd never I try to avoid all that stuff at all times. And I'll just say this: I make a lot of money from people that pay to buy my stuff. So especially, don't talk about pirating in front of me. Cantu, do you want to?
big?
I'm gonna
big
give
media
Cantu-
Phil. Big
I
media
hear
Phil
that-
over here.
What do they buy from you, Phil?
My DVDs, my books, I sell a lot of stuff. But let me just tell you something. We're going to go to Cantu because I heard a rumor that he's going to talk about Russ Wilson, and I heard that Mike's going to scream at him. Go ahead, Cantu.
Well, today, I got my Russell Wilson. By the way, the greatest Seahawk of all time. You heard that right here. He's the most important Seahawk in the history of the franchise. And I'm so tired of having to see all these clips of like Richard Sherman trying to say Russell Wilson shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. He is a first ballot Hall of Fame. The Legion of Boom needs to thank Russell Wilson for all he did, for running around, doing miracle throws, running around in the backfield, throwing it straight up and would always hit everybody right in the fingers or right in the hands. It's just so disrespectful what I'm hearing all the ex-Seahawks specifically. Now, all the other
Very
people-
disappointing, Cantu.
very disappointing. I don't care what the media says. They have their own rights or what other people say, but those Seahawks know how good Russell Wilson was in his prime. First ballot Hall of Famer. It doesn't matter what he does from this point on, and that's it, Richard Sherman. I can't hear any more. Keep him out of the Hall of Fame.
Did you like the parody video I sent from Dable getting fired? Says, yeah, I had that crappy ass backup quarterback Russell Wilson. He's making fun of. It was
Threw him
great.
under the bus too. Okay, Mike and Woodley, you guys have 10 seconds each. 10 seconds each. And it's just going to be one question. Woodley, I'm coming to you first. Is Russell Wilson a Hall of Famer? 10 seconds is up, but
I think yes.
I
I think yes, but I don't think he's going to get in because he's really ruined his legacy over the last.
Mike the Mouse, same question, but
Well,
10 seconds.
everybody's been saying how horrible
Mike, what do you think?
Eli Manning is, and Eli Manning shouldn't get in the Hall of Fame with 2 Super Bowl wins. And Eli Manning's going to be in on the first or second ballot. Honestly,
He's already in, isn't he?
I don't think so.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm just going to wrap this up on this front, and then we're going to go to break. There's a real argument for him to be in the Hall of Fame. Our panel stumped. Cantu says 100% yes. Woodley says, well, maybe. Mike would probably say third ballot, but whatever. Maybe he says nothing.
I'm on the 19th ballot in poker. Should have been in 20 fucking years ago. I'm not getting in, so I don't think
Mike-
Russell's getting in.
He changed
Mike-
the position.
Mike
though.
is
He
talking
did change
about-
the position.
He did. And I'll say this about Mike. Mike's talking about the Poker Hall of Fame. He's not in yet. I think he's going to get in. But anyway, that's another subject for another day. We're coming back in a few minutes with our number 1 picks.
You're listening to Feta Sports on the VEASAN Podcast Network.
Folks, we gave you our 4 rants. Check. Now we're going to give you 8 picks, starting with our number 1 picks. But first, a word about Edge Boost. We have a contest where we give away $500 a week. Thanks to Edge Boost. Check out Edge Boost VEASAN Average Show Contest. VSIN Average Show Contest. Simply make 7 picks a week from your home, NFL or college, for your shot at $500. Somebody has to win. Already have an Edge Boost account? That prize doubles to $1,000. Quarterly winners get airfare to Vegas, a 2-night stay at Circa Resort, and a guest spot on the VEASAN show. It's free to play. Join at VSIN.com/Joe. VSIN.com/Joe. I just want to say one more thing about the Edge Boost. I don't think I'm allowed to call it. I'm going to call it the card. I moved $100,000 on there in one day and was able to sign up for World Series tournaments, move money to casinos. All right, Mike, you've been red hot. 15-5 up, 10 units. what is your number one pick of the week against the spread?
Oh, God, I've been going back and forth on this all day.
Uh-oh.
Are we allowed to take money line picks on the show?
No.
We aren't.
No.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. You can do a money line pick, Mike. You didn't.
Unless you're going to do a plus bet, of course, we're all going to do minus 350 every time.
No, it's not a minus 350. It's a minus 190, or you can buy it down. I mean, you know what? They're going to let that go. We'll talk about this game later. I'm going to go with my number one pick. No guarantees this week, guys. Sorry, I can only guarantee wins 2 weeks in a row that win easily, but I'm not going to do it this week. I'm going to go.
Mike, you did give us 2 guarantees the last 2 weeks. I thought you were going to Charles Barkley it, but you were 2-0.
Yeah, but you know what? This one I feel really good with. It's a team still missing their entire offensive line. The quarterback's playing out of his mind. The only difference is they're going to go play from the West Coast to the East Coast in the early morning game for the second time in 3 weeks. I'm all in +3 with the Jacksonville Jaguars against the LA Chargers. This Charger team, God bless them, they are 7-3 because Herbert with no offensive line, and he does have a top defense. I saw stats yesterday that if you put the defenses next to each other, Seattle's and the Chargers, and they put they blanked them out, they basically have the exact same defense. One gives up 20 points a game, which is the Chargers, and 280 yards a game, or 240 yards a game. And the Seattle gives up 19 points a game and 40 more yards a game. But if you look at turnovers, 12-11, everything matches up. So the defense has carried this team. I just don't think that they could win another game with that offensive line. I'm taking 3 in the early morning game with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Woodley.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is one where Mike would say all the squares will be on San Diego or Los
LA.
Angeles, whoever they are.
Yeah.
Man.
San Diego, that's fair. Continue.
They should move back to San Diego. They'd actually have a great home field instead of none.
Yeah, I want to take the Jags. I just can't really get there. That's not a very good team. I mean, they blew it, and they lost. They gave up 36 to Davis Mills, right? That's all that needs to be said. They gave up 29 to Geno Smith. They gave up 35 to Stafford. It's not a good team. It's squarish as hell, but I'll go with Harbaugh and his boys. I'll go with Phil's boy, Harbaugh.
Cantu.
Man, for this to be a number one pick, it surprises me a little bit. I feel like that line is right where it needs to be. It's 3. I feel like 3.5 or 2.5. I'm gonna switch sides here, but at 3, I'm gonna go. Just if a gun was put to my head, I'm gonna take the Chargers. I'll roll with Harbaugh. But if it wasn't for Harbaugh being on the Chargers, and it was any other coach, just about any other coach, I'd go with the Jags. So I'm going with Harbaugh and the Chargers.
That's fair. You know, it's interesting, this game. The Chargers, to me, are a much better team. But they've been doing a lot of traveling. I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, they kind of woke up. They had a couple of games where they just didn't look great. And boom, they've just looked great. I think it's been 2 or 3 games in a row. I have to go with the Chargers on this. But
hold on, wait. Danny posted that is a unanimous pick.
No, because Mike picked Jacksonville, bro.
Oh, Mike picked Jacksonville. Sorry. Never mind, Danny.
You do understand that they're playing their offensive line the 38th out of 38th, 37th out of 37th. Did you see that stat? 36 out of 36 and 35 out of 35. And also, wait. Herbert has been the most hit quarterback in the NFL.
Saw that.
And he took the most sacks, but he's also getting the ball out quicker than anybody. And if this guy had an offensive line, they were showing that the Chargers would be Super Bowl contenders. And
I don't agree with that.
I agree.
I've been saying that. I'm like one of the biggest Herbert defenders. You know, it's always something with Herbert. He always needs a receiver, which he does still need that big receiver, and he does need an offensive line. But he's getting it done for this defense that they have. He's doing a nice job.
Yeah,
He's doing
getting
a
it
great
done with
job.
no offensive line. I mean,
Mike, you kind of buried the lead. You're the kind of guy who's like, oh, they have like a number of top 3 or 4 defense. But
I don't
I'm going
like
the other direction.
I don't
But I'm
like the
going other
Jags.
direction.
I just know, like Woodley says, this is. I mean, anybody taking the Chargers here off of that Sunday night game with all the injuries. I mean, the line cratered because of the injuries. Now they got to go to the early game. I'm sticking with it. I do not like the Jags. I think
Mike,
this team stinks.
You are the one guy. You are the
know.
one guy who I know who doesn't think the line makers understand injuries.
Yeah.
Because, Mike, and we've called you out over and over again, the line is 3. All the injuries are known. Say at the end of the week, I'm not saying that's, and then the line still stays 3. And Mike's like, well, this guy's injured. So therefore,
Really? You mean like when I put in 2.5 on Green Bay last week and then their entire receiving core was out yesterday, and that didn't come out till Saturday. So I should know that. And the line moved 4 points. It moved from 2.5 to 1.5 the other way. So don't tell me that injuries don't mean shit. Go ahead.
No, that's not what we said, Mike. We keep saying the same point over and over to you.
Said it's built in the lines. Well, yeah,
Correct.
The line moved 4 points on by game time on Monday from 2.5 to 1.5.
Yes, but if you go back and rewind what I said by the end of the week, you're still talking about injuries like it's not built into the line. Okay, we need to move on, Mike. We need to move on. We are going to go to David Woodley with his number 1 pick.
We are going with the Seattle Seahawks.
No.
Why?
It was almost my number 1 the other side, but I took that as my number 2.
Hold on. Before we start, this is really fun for me because my number 1 pick is going to be the Rams in this game. But we'll start.
Whoa.
Okay,
Woodley's
so
first. Woodley's first, then Cantu's going to respond, then Mike and I will weigh in. Go ahead. Woodley, it's your ball.
It is. It's 3. You're getting a field goal. It's the game of the week. It might be the game of the year. I mean, this is one I think you could look back. If Seattle wins this, they're getting the number 1 seed. Like I'm calling it now. If they lose it, they still may get the number 1 seed. But if they get this, they're winning the division. They're getting the number 1 seed. I don't think Detroit has it. You're getting 3. It's a pretty even matchup on paper. I think Seattle has the better defense. I think Seattle has the better playmaker in Smith-Njigba, and that's crazy to say because LA still has
Puka.
I think Stafford is better, but I think Darnold, against all odds, is kind of bridging the gap. I think the Rams have a good coach. I think Seattle has a better coaching staff now, and I think Seattle has the better defense. I think they have the better running game, and I think they have the better special teams. And I think that's what it's going to come down to. I mean, Seattle's just like beating the living hell out of teams, and like Mike will be like, well, they haven't beat anybody, blah blah. You're like, it doesn't matter. I think
they have.
They've scored like 90 more points than their opponents. I mean, you're talking about a team that has a top 2 or 3 defense in the NFL at this point. And
they're not better than the Texans, they're not better in Denver, but you could go.
I just said 3. I said 3.
Yeah.
Oh, I think they're better. I think they're better in both those teams.
It's
Texans
really good there, and I think they have the best. I think Smith-Njigba might be the best offensive player in football at this point. I think he won't win
Jonathan
the MVP
Taylor,
or anything
number
like
2.
that. Nah, it's just running back, dude. Running backs are whatever. I mean, no, Smith-Njigba. I like, yeah, Taylor will get the MVP votes because people like love running backs because running backs don't do anything these days. But I think Seattle wins this outright, and I think they go and they get the number 1 seed. It's crazy. I did not see this coming. I was always an optimist with this team, but man, what McDonald's done and bringing in Kubiak, and Kubiak has like fixed the offense somehow, man. And Darnold, I mean, this team could actually do it. I've been kind of waiting for the Darnold thing to blow up, and he's still making some mistakes, but everybody does. They're winning.
Woodley, as much as here I am with the Seahawks jersey and all this, I'm not on the same train as you are. I don't think they're that close to winning it all, and I think everybody's a little happy. We are 7-2. I'm happy.
They should be 8-1. They should be 8-1. They had the Niners beat week 1.
I'm even going to take
the Rams
back
could be 9-0, or the game they
so
could have
could
lost
Seattle.
to Andy.
So could Seattle. They could easily be 9-0.
Listen, Seattle and the Rams are the only 2 teams that have not really played a bad game. The Rams versus Frisco on that Thursday, they had the fumble and a couple of mistakes late in the game, but they haven't played a bad game, neither one of them. So
Rams, that was a bad game. The Rams, when they lost the 49ers, they played a bad game.
It was a bad the fumble inside the 3 and then the missed field goal. And they had a lot of things go wrong, but they didn't actually play a bad game,
You never pick against Seattle.
No, I do. You guys just don't see it. When I don't like Seattle, I don't usually put it out there. The problem is with this is Seattle. I'm going to take back. I don't think they get the number 1 seed. Could they get it? Yeah, maybe when they win this game. They have the toughest schedule going forward. It's a brutal schedule.
And they've only played one team with a winning record.
Mike, let Cantu finish. You'll have your chance.
They got the Rams, they got the Colts. Actually, it's not as tough as I thought it was. At Panthers, they should win that. At Falcons, Vikings, who knows where they're going to be. So it's not as tough as I thought it was going to be. Like at the beginning of the season, I think this is a big game for the Seahawks. I do think they win their division. If they win this, and I want them to win. I'm going to be pulling for it, even though this is my number 1 pick. I'm going to let everybody know I'm not going to be betting the Rams. I'll just not bet it. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to watch with my fandom. I think this, God, as much as I want them to win, we are just owned by the Rams. They beat the crap out of us every time we play. It doesn't matter if the Rams are on an off year, if they're having a great year. We just can't figure them out. I don't know what it is. I hope they figure it out. I'll just kind of leave it with that.
Well,
hold on, Mike. Let me come right to you. But it's interesting because we have these trends, right? Like we liked Seattle last week because they always beat Arizona. And so now Cantu is like, all right, the Rams always beat Seattle. Okay, Mike, you can comment on this. We have number 1 versus number 1.
Well, so this was going to be my I think it is still my number 2 pick. Yeah.
Oh, perfect win.
But I knew this line would move, so as you see, I laid 2.5 minus 105 on Monday.
Hey, what was the balance, Mike? Can you show us the balance on that account, please? What's it say?
It just says plus $100.
Oh, okay. Go on.
But that's I am up 35,000 on the football season. I lost so much money on the World Series. But anyways, that's just his account. But I went and I took the Rams minus 2.5 minus 105 as soon as the line came out, and it wasn't because that I love the Rams. I do want Matthew Stafford, 21 touchdowns, 0 picks in the last 3 games, right? I've watched Darnold even up 35-0, just try and get Arizona back in the game last week. And I'm going with an MVP quarterback. Might be a 2-time Super Bowl winner if he wins this year, but he's not going to because the Indianapolis Colts are going to win the Super Bowl. But the point I'm just trying to say is I laid 2.5. I told everybody this line, what they open it? 3 minus 115 Seattle, right? 3 minus 115 Seattle. And sure enough, it was 2.5 minus 105. I bet it. And now it's 3 minus 115 Seattle everywhere. And so I just think I got the better of the number. I'm laying less than a field goal. So could this game land 3 very easily? Yes, I think it's going to be the game of the week. I talk about the fact that the only winning team they beat is the Steelers, who won't be a winning team in the next 2 weeks. But that's not the point. The team, when they beat teams, what do I always say? Good teams win, great teams cover. They beat all these dog shit teams, just like Indy beat all these dog shit teams by 1 million. And that's a sign of a good team, That's why the Eagles, who suck, are not going to keep getting away with the shit they get away with. So I'm going to go against it because I laid 2.5, and I just got the better quarterback. I think you got the better defense. I think I have Nakua and Adams. You got Njigba, but you have a better running game. And what do I always say? Run the ball, stop the run. That's how you get to the Super Bowl. It wouldn't shock me if Seattle won this game and they end up against Indy in the Super Bowl. But it's all about running the ball and stopping the run. And Seattle knows how to run the ball. And the Rams, Stafford's been great, but they can't run the ball.
One last thing. All right. One last thing on that game that I thought was really interesting. The Seahawks only passed the ball 12 times last week. They only threw it 2 times. They had 1 pass in the third quarter, 1 pass in the fourth quarter.
Is that right?
Man,
12 total times the entire game.
Yeah, Darnold was 10 of 12, 178. That defense got 2 strip sack fumble touchdowns. I mean, you want to talk about making life easy. That was pretty fun to watch. Same guy. So.
When they did throw the ball, Darnold he threw it right to the other team, but it did get tipped. But
whatever,
Mike.
Mike. The week before in the first half, Darnold was 16 for 16. Okay, and this is where I have to tease Woodley a little bit because he was so
I like
anti-Darnold.
Seattle.
But even Woodley will say that Darnold is a top 5 quarterback in the regular season. Even Woodley will have to admit this now. He wouldn't admit top 10. We kept hammering him. Okay.
They may be okay in the playoffs too, though. I mean, listen, like that.
Well,
line
this is a playoff
okay.
game. This is for the 1 seed here.
They
no,
can
it's
run
not
the
a
ball.
playoff game, Mike.
They can
it's
run the ball.
Season.
I mean, the Rams
for the 1 seed,
dude. I mean, the Rams like that playoff game. I mean, the Rams like sacked him like 9 times. I mean, if here in an alternate history, if the Vikings just win that game, Darnold probably. I don't know if the Vikings would have gave it to him, but Darnold probably would have gotten like 150 to 200 million on the open market this offseason. Like that game cost him at least like 50 to 80 million. And I think Seattle has a better plan. And I think the fact they can run the ball and the fact they have Smith-Njigba who you can just throw it to, I think that they can actually win it all. And I think they can do it with Darnold. I really think they can do it with Darnold.
Listen, I'm on Woodley's side here. And I bet against you 5 weeks ago.
They can't win it all.
They can because it's all I've told you a million times. If you run the ball, you stop the run, you fucking win Super Bowls and you win playoffs and you win in the NCAA.
Well, hold on. They also have the biggest home court advantage in the entire league.
Not anymore.
Right?
They have to. The only way that Seattle even has a chance at that, they have to have that number 1 overall seed. All roads have to go through Seattle.
If they win
enough for
if
them
they
to
win
get
this
that.
Sunday, they'll get the number 1 seed. I mean, that's what we're saying.
They still got to play the Rams again. This is
they have won
time.
9 in a row on the road somehow, and they're like going for
10.
some kind of crazy record of 10 in a row. Or
No,
maybe
they've
they're
won
going
10.
Or they've won 10 there, and they're going some ridiculous record if they win this one.
Okay,
whatever.
guys. So, Mike, you chose in a word,
I'm on the Rams. I showed you. I laid 2.5 minus 105.
Okay.
So
I this is a very difficult game for me. I haven't believed in Seattle all year. Luckily, I used them in my survivor pool, and so I don't have to worry about them anymore. But they just keep impressing me. But the Rams also, to me, these are 2 top 5 teams, and I just feel like anything could happen. But I'm not going to be a waffler. But it's amazing. I haven't had my mind up. But I'm going to go with the Rams, which means it's
3-1.
Woodley's shaking his head. Okay.
It's a good
Hey,
sign.
We have to move on. We have to move on. We are going to go now to my number 1 pick. And it's so interesting because Detroit was not posted last night, all night. They were not posted at my site. And so I really liked it, but I can't use them because I made alternate plans. I'm going with the Ravens. I think the line is 8.5. What is it? It's moving. I love the Ravens at Cleveland. I think that the Ravens their record was really bad, guys. We know this. They got Lamar back and they just started rolling and they look fantastic on the offense. Never mind the defense, but I think they are going to just Mike, 2 weeks ago, what did they put up? 40 points? So but I'm just trying to read.
Lamar has not looked great on offense the last 2 weeks. He looked good on 2 drives in 2 weeks. But go ahead.
How many points did they score 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, but you see, that's the thing. You don't see the game within the game, and that's why Miami crushed last week.
Oh, what an insult!
I will say this. Mike seems to be the only one who sees the game within the game.
They should have lost.
Hold on, let me finish.
Lost.
According to Mike, Woodley's an idiot, Cantu's an idiot, and I'm an idiot because we don't see
Woodley
what
sees
Mike
what I
sees.
see. Woodley sees what I see with Lamar.
So Woodley's okay. But you often
amazing.
accuse Woodley of not. What are you guys looking at? You don't see the same
thing. But he does see what I see with Lamar the last 2 weeks. He had 2 good drives second half against Miami. He was absolute 3 first downs the first half, and that's why everybody overlooked Miami last week.
I think the Ravens have a lot of momentum. I think they're hot. I think they're just going to absolutely crush. Mike, since you have a lot to say, you've said a lot. Try to keep it a little shorter take on this. Who do you like?
I'm going to tell you right now that the Ravens' defense has turned the corner, which is huge for them. Okay, but Lamar had 2 good drives against Miami in the second half, and I told you guys that 2 weeks ago. If they didn't completely just shoot themselves in the head, Miami, they would have been up 20-7 at halftime or 21-7. And then when Lamar got the touchdown to start the second half, instead of being down 14-6, it was 21-6. The game was over. They had 2 good drives. Lamar did not look good against the Vikings last week. Their defense bailed them out. McCarthy was terrible, but the Ravens' defense was good. Lamar had another, what do you have, 200 yards passing with like a turnover. He wasn't good. Now, do I think he's going to get better? Yes. And what's the best place to get better? Cleveland. But Cleveland gives up 10 points a game at home, and they give up 30 points a game on the road. And with that said, I do believe the Ravens are going to win. I have them available in my Survivor when nobody else does. Of the 3 of us that are left, we lost 1.
Thank you, Mike.
I'm gonna take plus the 8.5.
You know what I want to see in this game? I'm going to tell you I like the Browns, but I don't like the Browns because of Dylan Gabriel. I'm going to start the chant now. I want Shedeur Sanders in the game. I'm watching this just to see when Shedeur is going to get it. I want to see what you have. I like the Browns. I mean, it's going to be a close game. The line's not too far off. I think the Ravens win 27-24, something like that. 24-21.
Cleveland's getting 24? You should bet all your money on the over. What's the total? Like 43?
I'm sure they'll make a mistake. Sure.
Woodley, what do you got, Woodley?
I like the Browns. I agree with Mike. I actually think the Ravens. I watched that whole game. I mean, they actually don't look that good against the Vikings.
No, I don't think they're that good.
The Vikings punted that game away. I mean, they punted it to them. The Vikings have the dumbest coach in football at this point. They can't convert a 3rd and 2 or a 4th and 2.
No. What the Eagles coach did?
Okay, whatever. You know what I mean?
Mike, stop.
It's not literal.
O'Connell is like a quarterback genius, though, Woodley. But continue.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like the Vikings were dominating them that game. The offense, there's something up with Lamar. He's not 100%.
Right.
The defense is okay. It's just the Browns have a really, really good defense, and 8.5 is just way too many points.
Okay, guys, here we go. I see the line is 8. I just checked. So it's me against the 3 of them again. I think Mike wants to call me Square Peg Phil. Listen,
square.
After the break, our number 2 picks.
You're listening to Feta Sports on the VEASAN Podcast Network.
The Feta Sports Podcast is brought to you by our sponsor, Splash Sports. If you don't know Splash, the founders bought OfficeFootballPool.com and RunYourPool.com. They're now live in 45 states in Canada. It's interesting also that I think it's the only software where you can play in Survivor pools at this point. All right. Download the Splash Sports app, currently sitting at number 7 in the Sports app. In the App Store and climbing, you'll find all sorts of contests and bets starting at $5. Thanks again to Splash for sponsoring us, the Fade Us podcast. Mike, at 15-5, we have to go with you for your number 2 pick. Go.
Yeah, well, it was going to be the Rams. I had already bet them at not minus 2.5, but since we already talked about it, I'm going to throw out a different number 2 pick. This is real suicide here.
Mike, I would tell you this. I don't mind if you just take the Rams.
This is real suicide here.
Mike, we have 33 minutes.
It's okay. I like this pick.
Okay.
I've already bet it.
Okay.
I've already bet it. I was going back and forth. I'm going with a team who has the quarterback who's 1 of 18 on 3rd downs in the last 2 weeks. Okay. I'm going on a team that is 3-6. They have given away back-to-back games, one against the great Patriots, one against the great the Indianapolis Colts.
Who could this be?
I am laying the 3.5 with the Atlanta Falcons at home versus Carolina Panthers. Why am I doing this? Atlanta plays Carolina, then they play the Saints at home, then they play the Jets at home, 3 straight home games against 3 dog shits. If they win all 3, they are 6-6. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are 6-3 right now play at Buffalo and then at the Rams. So they are going to lose the next 2 weeks and be 6-5. And this dog shit Atlanta team with a big win over this overrated dog shit Carolina team is going to win and cover the 3.5 against
Mike,
Carolina.
thank you, Mike.
It's a revenge game. They lost 30-0 in week 2 to this team.
Congrats on like wasting everyone's time with a pick that you weren't going to do.
Not
Nobody
only a
cares about this
complete
game.
waste.
And he's talking about 4 weeks from now. It's just so stupid.
4 weeks.
Yeah,
from
he's
now.
talking about the next 3 weeks. Like, it really makes a huge difference, Woodley. Number one. Number two.
What's on deck? It doesn't matter. Teams don't come flat. That's why you guys
Four-
are
yeah,
idiots,
they-
and
four
I win
weeks
every
on deck.
week.
Mike,
Go
would we
ahead.
like to do a Mike the Mouth Mad Pass where you just do all the talking, or can you let us talk for a minute or two?
But your guys are idiots.
Are you going to interrupt us every 5 seconds?
No,
It's fine.
fucking idiots. Go ahead.
Yeah,
That's
we're
my
all
pick.
dumb. We're all dumb, and you're smart. So, Woodley, this also pisses me off. I'm mad like you're mad that he brings up all this stuff. But then
Oh,
here's the other
you're
thing.
mad that I give stats? I'm sorry, I give stats. You
That's
guys
not
give
stats. You're just
bullshit.
like
That's not
you're just
stats.
like,
It's-
oh, in 3 weeks, like the Rams are going to be this and the Tampa's
No,
going to be this.
I'm telling you why I like them. Because they have a good chance to still come back and win the division. Because they play 3 toilets. Go ahead.
No, I think you should keep talking, Mike.
We need Mike to get more time on.
I
the
mean,
pod.
Mike
That'd be
thinks
great.
that teams give up in like week 9. Like he's like, oh, they're still in the playoff hunt. Therefore, like
You
you're
can't
so
make a
stupid.
Washington Commanders have given up. Yes, I do.
They haven't given up. They just
You
have
can't
everyone
say a
injured.
single word without Mike coming right back. It's like,
Yeah.
won't anybody even do their
I
take?
put my pick out there. Go for it. I'm
It's-
done.
Danny, could we
Are
get
you
the
done
mute
talking,
button?
Mike? He said he's done. Go ahead, Woodley.
I mean, I like Carolina. I'm not going to really comment on this game, but I like Carolina.
really
I've been
wanna
on them all
comment.
year.
I don't really want to
Okay,
comment. This
I'm
game's
not.
so
I'm just
boring.
going to say this because it is interesting. Because of the 2 most unpredictable teams are Carolina and Atlanta. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
We don't know which team's going to show up either day. No, we just have no idea.
Well, Mike does because he's so smart. Mike knows.
Well,
What's
Mike
gonna happen.
understands. We don't understand. We get it.
That's
okay.
true.
So let's move on. We're going to go to David Woodley with his number 2 pick.
Wait.
Yeah, I'm going.
Danny, can you mute Mike, please? Danny, please mute him. Go on, Woodley.
I
I mean, before we start, don't we
Mute him,
usually,
please. Just
don't
mute
we
him.
usually
Mute
ask
him.
what we think of a team? I mean, can you
Danny,
guys just say,
please, mute
hate
him.
it, like it, like it? I
We
mean,
just
is that
picked it.
right?
We just
let
picked
Mike
it.
No,
keep
we have a
talking.
show. We have a show.
no,
Please mute him.
can't
Danny.
Yeah. You have a
No,
show.
but
You don't. You don't answer the question.
No, let Mike keep talking. because
Doesn't Cantu get to say whether he likes my pick or not? And don't we get to decide if we have a unanimous or not? Or are we just going to say fuck everything that Mike put out and then just
I think you should
move on?
I think you should swear some more too. Anyways,
Yeah.
I'm going with my number 2 pick. I'm going with the.
No, Woodley, hold on. Let's let Mike finish. Because
Yeah.
I
It's
want
the
to
Mike
know.
pod. It's the
I
Mike
want to
pod.
know.
It's the
I want to
Madison
know.
pod.
Okay, okay. Let
I
Mike
want to know if
finish.
he can. I want to know
Cantu,
if he.
what do you think of my pick, Phil? What do you
Danny,
think of my pick? Dan,
I already
what do
said
you-
I don't care. I don't care about
Oh,
that
that's a
game. I
great
don't care
answer
about
for the
pick.
show.
It's a boring game. Nobody cares. The audience doesn't care.
You didn't give us the prep.
The Falcons.
This is why we give our
We have
picks.
very limited time. We have 50 minutes on this show, Mike, and you're wasting our time.
He throws his curveballs.
Danny, please mute Mike. It's been
I
all
asked
Mike.
you to descend
It's a-
about our pick. My pick. I gave out a pick. I broke it down. Nobody answered. Nobody
I said
what
I
is-
like. I said
wanna
I like
change the name
Carolina.
of this podcast. Let's change it to the Mike Matisow show
Should.
with Woodley, Phil, and Cantu.
No, we could change it to the Mike Madison show with 3 fucking squares. But go ahead.
This is also why we like text each other the picks before it too, so we can come in prepared. So when like, you throw your little like
course Mike does
spaz, your little spaz curveballs. Like,
Spaz?
yeah, I don't know
I
what.
just told
I
you
don't.
why
I don't.
I
I
like
don't.
them.
I don't know, man. I haven't really spent time looking at the Atlanta Falcons versus Panthers game because
Okay, Woodley's going to comment, and then we're going to let Mike talk right after him again.
I'm not
It's
saying
important.
another word. Just comment on my
Thank
game.
okay, I'm going with the Chiefs, and I think Phil's on this too as the number 2 pick.
Yeah.
Chiefs, 3.5 at the Broncos. It's a must-win game for the Chiefs. I don't know how the Broncos keep winning or coming close to winning. I will pat myself on the back for this. Before the season started, I said like Bo Nix is not a NFL caliber starting quarterback. He looked terrible. I mean, that game, what was it, Thursday versus the Raiders? I mean, that was like that. As far as like a good weather game, that might be the worst combined quarterback performance that I can ever
Horrible.
remember. And those defenses are like okay, but like, dude, Knicks. I mean, that Raiders team is terrible, and Knicks looks awful. Like the Chiefs are going to go in and just like, yes, I know like rivalry and all this, but this is a must win for the Chiefs. I don't know how the Broncos are going to be able to put up 14 or more against the Chiefs, and like, I don't care how good the defense is. Like Mahomes coming off a loss. Or off disappointment and all this stuff. I think he comes back strong. I think they win this game.
You know, would you guys? I think we'd all say that was the worst game of the year.
Oh,
We're talking about the Raiders at the Broncos. So
And that was
ugly.
that was my Circa Survivor pick. I was in torture watching that game, screaming at the TV. Bo Nix is awful. I mean,
but he has so many wins.
so is Gino.
But he has so many wins. But let me say, I happen to have my number 2 pick is aligned with Woodley. I love the Chiefs. I think that defense is still a monster. Sometimes I watch the Kansas City defense and I'm like, that is the best defense in the league. On some days, I'm just like stunned by how great they are. And even their off days aren't that bad. So, yeah, I mean, I think I just believe in the defense. And Bo Nix has not looked great. He's doing a lot of winning. And Mahomes, when the money's on the line, my money's with Mahomes. Cantu, thoughts on this game? Chiefs minus 3.5 at Denver.
That line is begging you to take Denver. Look at the record. It's better. Denver has the better record. Nobody cares. They're trying to make it so you can't take the Chiefs at 3.5. I'm taking the Chiefs. I'm rolling with Chiefs. Mahomes. This is where the Chiefs come through, step up, second half of the season. I think you're about to see a real dominating performance by Mahomes. Even Kelsey might get a touchdown or two. This is going to be a fun game. Okay, give me the Chiefs.
Mike?
I have no interest in this game. Go to the next segment.
Good.
Okay. So then I commented on my number 2 pick. Now, Cantu, we're going to your number 2 pick.
I'm fucking with you because that's how you treat me. But listen.
No.
First of all,
we thought we finally shut him up and he started talking again.
First of all, I knew all 3 squares would take the Chiefs because every square in the country will take the Chiefs. Okay. I love the other side, +4, because that's the line. And we're not going to argue lines. And listen, Denver has not only the number 1 defense in the NFL, but they are an historic pace. They're on a historic pace to have the most sacks in NFL history beside the 85 Bears, okay? They have allowed the least amount of sacks on the offensive side of the ball, and they knew everybody's going to bet them, and I said to them they're going to put the line 4.5. Phil comes out and says, "Oh, the line's 2.5." I go, "What?" And of course, it wasn't 2.5.
Wait, Mike, hold on, Mike. This is where I like side bets with you. So all I'm telling you, I have a picture of it, was the predicted line a week and a half ago said 2.5. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it was, and I said there's no way that
No. If you bet it at that moment, now continue.
Gotcha. So, since every square in the world is going to be on a team that's won 10 in a row at home, has an historical great defense, I'll take the 4 with Denver, and Bo Nix sucks. But I think that you're looking at a game that's going to be 17-13, 16-13.
So a push.
It might be 10-7. We might see our third straight 10-7 in primetime game, like we saw the last 2.
You think the Chiefs? Listen. When you have a chance to take Bo Nix over Mahomes, you got to do it every time.
But when I say whoa, but when I say 2.5 of Stafford over Darnold, it's no, it's all Darnold. We're taking Seattle, so you can't contradict yourself.
I think Mahomes is like a 3-time MVP. Bo Nix might be the worst quarterback in the league. Stafford and Darnold are both top 5 quarterbacks this year. No one can argue with that. That's the dumbest analogy I've heard in my entire life.
I love the Chiefs here.
Well, of course,
Cantu.
You and every
3 against 1, but Mike's up 10 games, and right now he's treating us like we're.
I'm going to wait a little bit because it's 4 now. Every square is going to bet it. You might even get 4.5.
Mike is the only sharp bettor in the world that's down $6 million lifetime.
Now here's the funny thing, Woodley. Last year when Mike was 30 games below 500, he was telling us that we didn't see anything.
Exactly. And what did I tell you? What did I tell you was going to happen next year? What did I tell you I was going to?
We're all 500 this year. We're actually doing fine. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, Mike's like up 4 or 5 games, which is amazing. So but now all of a sudden he's a genius. We'll give him his due. He's 15-5. Cantu, give us your number 2 pick. Then we'll take a break.
Number 2 pick, 49ers at Cardinals. This is like that weird NFC West. I love talking about trends. Nobody plays the 49ers tougher than the Cardinals. I don't know what it is. They wake up. The NFC West is the one division that has these super trends. The Cardinals come to play. I'm going to leave it at this. It's the same thing I talked about last week as the Seahawks never lose to the Cardinals. Well, the Cardinals are usually a bad team, and the 49ers just struggle. The 49ers are kind of in a weird place. Does anyone feel like there's some weird conspiracy, like quarterback war here with Mac Jones and Purdy? And I think it's kind of a little bit more internal.
No, they have a million injuries, bro. They're missing like 4 of their 5 best defensive players. Maybe that's
right. That's what they're telling us. They're telling us Purdy's hurt. I don't think he is hurt. I think they like Mac Jones better, and I think it's breaking the locker room down a little bit.
Cantu might have a point there, but I think but I think you have a point about something going on, but I don't think
There's
it's that.
something.
I think
Funniest thing
Purdy
I've
is
ever
their
heard.
man, and that's why.
I don't
I know
think
he's
so.
their man, dude. I know
Okay,
it.
Mike. All right, Mike. So who do you like? It's Niners on the road, minus 2.5.
You know, the one thing I'm going to say with Cantu.
Cantu likes Arizona. What do you
this
like,
was
Mike?
Cantu likes San Francisco. This is a
No,
very
I like the Cardinals. I
Oh, you
just
like the
told you.
Cardinals?
Arizona.
Okay,
I
just told you that.
I'm going to agree with him. Okay, they when games somehow get away from them, which it did last week against Seattle with the strip sacks, and they were down 21-0. I watched this team fight so hard, and listen, this team fights hard every week, and they played a one-score game in every game. There's only one team that's dominated them, and that's Seattle both times. Yeah, the first game was a one-score game, but that game was a 20-6 game late, and somehow Arizona tied it. But yeah, I really like Arizona here to bounce back. I think that this is the week that San Francisco loses again, and then they have a really soft schedule, and San Francisco is going to make the playoffs. They play every soft game after this game.
Woodley,
give
who
me
do you like,
Arizona.
Woodley?
Give me Arizona.
I like Arizona in the bounce back. They've been a weird team.
Very weird
Team to say the least. I think San Francisco is just too banged up. Arizona's gonna have a lot of pride. I mean, San Francisco's really beat up.
Yeah.
Mike is right. I mean, I hate to give credit to Mike, but but anybody can look at that injury report and say this team is and they were also kind of overdue for some regression anyways. Like, I don't know how they were like sitting like 7-2. I mean, that's just like a miracle of all miracles. I like Arizona here. I actually like Arizona to win outright.
Yeah, me too.
I think Harrison has a big bounce back game because I mean Seattle just completely dominated them. And the big question is who is Murray coming back? I think Murray.
It's the same thing. It's they've got a quarterback controversy. They're not wanting to let Kyler Murray come. They like Jacoby Brissett. That's the same.
Well,
they're
not
kind
after
of
last game.
The 49ers and the Cardinals, I feel like, are both doing that to their star quarterbacks.
Well, it's also interesting because there's been a lot of press lately about whether or not they're going to trade Kyle.
I think they want off them
too, which is interesting because but anyway, okay. So I'm going to comment on this game, and I'm going to have to go with the trend. I really want to pick the Niners. You know what? Screw it. I'm going against all you guys. I'm going Niners. Too much talent on that team. I'm going
They're
against
all injured.
the trend.
All the talent's injured.
I'm still going against the trend because Niners they're a better team than Arizona, and I think it's going to show up. But I understand that I'm out there a little bit. All right, guys, we're going to move on. We're done with our number one picks. We're done with our number two picks. We have another segment coming. We did our rants, and we have Survivor Pool coming after the break.
You're listening to Feta Sports on the VEASAN Podcast Network.
Folks, you might be listening to this podcast because you want an edge. You have the mindset. Now it's time to get the tool kit to match. Pro bettors spend thousands of dollars on data and tools. What they don't want you to know is you can get that same edge for a fraction of the cost with VEASAN Pro. With VEASAN Pro, you get access to expert picks, public betting data, prop projections, powerful tools, analytics, and more, even injury reports. Just tap the link in the description and see why thousands of bettors are already using VEASAN Pro to cash more bets. Okay, in the two biggest survival pool contests in the world, okay, we have Brandon Cantu still alive in the Circa pick. I think there's 1,000 picks left. What's first place, Cantu?
$18.6 million.
And so your pick is worth about $20,000 right now.
It says 18,700 or something. But here's the beauty of my pick. My pick is probably worth triple, maybe quadruple. My pick is loaded. Unless you like terrible teams. I've used like the Cardinals, the Cowboys I got through with. I've used the Bears, which we can argue if that debate. If they're decent. My pick is absolutely loaded. I have all the holiday teams. I've got it for Christmas, Thanksgiving on the Circa contest. This week I have all the top four. I have all the top four teams of the line. I could go the Patriots. I don't like them against the Jets. It's a Thursday night game. I hate Thursday games. I think they're going to lose. I could use the Ravens against the Browns. I hate Actually, to be honest, I kind of like the Ravens. I think they're going to beat the Browns, but I kind of want to save them for later. Here's a real good one, though. I have the Packers against the Giants. The line is 7.5. All three of those are about 7.5 points. The good thing about the Packers is only like 20. Going off the top of my head, like 22% have the Packers left in my pool. I have the Lions, who most people have used. Only 20% have the Lions left in my Survivor. Now, they're not good this week. This is a really tough week. I think there's going to be carnage this week in Survivor. I think 2 of the top 4 teams are going to lose. So hopefully I find the pick that doesn't have one of the 2 that loses.
This will be really fun if Cantu makes it to the final 500. His pick's suddenly worth like 37,000. Guys, in the Splash Sports contest, okay, it's $2.5 million for first. There's 850 left. I still have 3 picks. So glancing at my board, it looks like I have the Ravens. I'll probably use the Ravens for all 3 of my picks. This is fun, too, because now my picks are, I think in that pool we had a very similar amount, like 18,000 players. I have 3 picks, but it's only 150. So I'm sitting on some good money there. And I love these Survivor pools. They're so much fun. Now, Mike, you are also doing well in your Survivor. There's 3 left, and it's 100,000 for first.
Yeah, and the 2 guys, they do not have the Ravens. One has Houston, but do you really like Houston with Titans coming off a bye in a division road game? And the other one doesn't have Houston, doesn't have the Patriots, and doesn't have the Ravens. So neither one of them have the Ravens. And so, I'm going to go Ravens here. And then I get to have Seattle next week against the Titans, which they didn't. And that's why I went with the Rams this week.
Mike has a good chance to win 100,000, guys.
I like
Cantu's in the hunt for 18.5 million. I'm in the hunt for 2.5 million. It's a rosy day here in Reno.
One last thing, Phil. I have 15 out of 15. I'm in the Mark Gregorich pool. Still 15 left.
My brother's in there, and
I saw that.
His pick's worth like 10,000, and he's called me, said, I think I want to sell it. And I think, our pool would probably give him 7,000 or 8,000.
I'll buy some from him.
I'll buy some. I want me and you, Woodley, to buy a piece of a Survivor.
Well,
okay, guys.
Cantu won't sell us any of his.
Okay, guys, we're at our time limit today. I think it was a great podcast, guys. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week. Go Ravens!